This ain't no game, this that CSC game. They said pull up, so I came. You better put some respect on their name. Yeah, 55 was goody. Kill the vibe, how could he? Big Cardinal on a hoodie. Let me break it down for you fully. This ain't your average broadcast. This ain't just no podcast. All the shows spread fake news. We just call it a podcast. West, Joey, Sam, Sean, Dalton. And you know that boy hit you. He said he wants small fries. Tell him they better make him big. Yeah, you already know what we be on.
You bet. Here he goes. This place is gonna.
If we said it instead of this song, sit in the seat, set up your phone. You in the Cardinal Sports Zone.
Straight steal of home. The slide. The Cards win.
The magic is working tonight. How do you know when things are
The emotional journey to the championship.
What is up, everybody? We are coming to you live from the Shoot 360 studios. Welcome to the longest running streaming podcast in the nation, devoted strictly to the University of Louisville Athletics. This is the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, brought to you by Prime IV Louisville and EV too. Hopefully we get that car deal. Here are my co-hosts for the I'm your host, Jeremy Wyman. Here are my co-hosts. Next to me is the guy that was voted most likely to be at the 20-year class reunion and nobody would see or notice. It's Schwan Barber.
How's it going?
Is that true story?
No,
Okay. No. Why isn't it true?
I don't know.
Okay. Couldn't even defend it. Also with us, it's the big little brother, Joe Wyman. Throw your ones in the sky. And next to him, it's the man of the street. It is our fan correspondent, if you will. I mean, we're all fans, but he's the guy that brings us the keys to victory every week, and he's pretty close on the prediction scores too. It's Wes Keys.
What's going on, everybody?
What is up? We are excited. Kevin Watson in the building already. We appreciate you. Don't forget the Mossy Oak chat line is open. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or however, send us your questions on the social media. Check on the graphic below on the right side to see where to follow the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast on social media, and on the left side to see how you can help support the podcast monetarily, if you will. Hit that thumbs up button while you're watching us on YouTube. It is our preferred way of you watching the show. It helps us out more with sponsors, as if we need any more. It gives them analytics that the other ones just don't give them, and they're really excited. YouTube's a big deal right now with sponsors and stuff. Subscribe to the podcast on YouTube and Facebook to be alerted anytime we go live. Speaking of sponsors, shout out to our fine sponsors. Let me get my breath. Fitness Market, 4 Pegs, the Collision Course Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Pickin', Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, Rally House, Beckman's Fine Blades, Josh Jarbo from Remax Realty, and Prime IV Louisville. Speaking of Prime IV Louisville, at Prime IV Hydration and Wellness, they believe in the power of personalized health care. Their memberships are designed to provide you with regular access to top quality IV drips and injections tailored to your unique needs. Discover the benefits of consistent wellness treatments and join the Prime IV family today. Your journey to better health starts here. Give them a call or text at 502-251-9836. That's 502-251-9836. Next week, we will have a couple of representatives from Prime IV on here with us. It'll be our friend Natalie will be on here with us. She won't be in studio because she thinks she has to be a certain distance away from Sean. And the owner will be here with us as well. Andrew Mudd, it's the time of year where I make a million excuses to leave work early to catch the games. That's been a tradition for me since, for over 20 years. I can remember being at work and getting sick all of a sudden just to go home. Kevin says, not honestly surprised about Sorgi. Thinks he needs to play somewhere immediately. Was going to have to wait here. We weren't going to talk about that just because when you decommit from us, you don't deserve our attention. So, but yeah, Sean brought that up right before we went live on things we needed to talk about. I think we got our guy with the cherry, man. Sean, I know you don't have a lot of experience with Briggs Cherry or any, but we're going to try to get you. We're going to show you some film later on the player, Briggs Cherry, and get you acclimated with him. Let's hop right into it because we got a special guest that's going to hop on here with us at the end of the show. He's the only coach from that has ever spent any time on the Louisville sidelines that has already qualified for the big dance. Nolan Smith will be on here with us virtually towards the end of the show. We're gonna have him hop on here, and we're gonna get into some things because I've got a bone to pick with him. You answer the first time I call you. You don't make me call you back again, especially when you're doing all this stuff on social media and you're on the TV and people are tweeting. Dickie V's tweeting about you. You remember one of the people that have been here for you since day one. You don't make me call you back a second time, but we'll talk about that later with him. Cards go 2-0 this week versus Orange teams that are currently on their side of the ACC tourney pod with a 77-62 victory over Syracuse and a 92-89 road win over Miami. The win versus Syracuse actually wasn't as close as it looked. It was not a 15-point victory. We were up, 25-30 on
But
them.
I think we got to almost 30. It was like
so.
29 or 30 at one point.
In the Q's game, man, not Q's. The Miami game was about what we expected. I think we would have probably all guessed about 3 to 6 point victory. Woolley came in for his clutch when we needed him to. We are still having a problem with building and maintaining leads. You can't play with that for so long before it bites you. Zoo, fun fact, started both of those games that we won this week. So we're undefeated with Zoo at the start, even though he didn't stay on the court very long either time. I digress. Syracuse game, Conwell led all scorers with 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. McNeely had 16 points and 4 rebounds, hit 5 threes that night. Hadley with 19 and 5. Woolley with 8.7 rebounds. People had been getting on both IMAC and Hadley the past few weeks, and they came through big this game. McNeely had a big week altogether because he followed up his normal 5 3-point game with a game where he did the abnormal. And I think for the first time in his career, he hit more twos than threes in the game. Versus Miami, Conwell had 24 points, including 18 in the first half. Woolley with 15 points and 6 assists, including the eventual game winner. McNeely had 15 points, only had 2 threes. He had 4 rebounds and 5 assists to go along with that. People crap on McNeely a lot in our group chat. I don't know if it's just because he can't defend that well, but he pulls down 4 or 5 rebounds a game. He gets 4 or 5 assists a game. He gets 10 points a game. What more can you expect from a dude that has a limited skill set like him? I'll be honest with you, I'm starting to come around to being okay with Ali Khalifa, sleeveless Ali Khalifa anyway, because sleeveless Ali was more of a G yesterday than I ever seen him be. Had his flu game yesterday, had 8 points, 5 assists. Kanai and Sanada continue to baffle us with their struggling. This is it, y'all. ACC tournament and NCAA tournament on the horizon. Let's see. Kevin Watson said, let's go ahead and put some of these on the board. Pump for Smitty. Glad he's doing well. Kevin Watson also says poor women's team can't quit shooting themselves in the foot. 10-second violation was huge. Yeah, that it really. Let me go ahead and edit this real quick. Nothing could ever go like smooth for me when we're doing these shows. It's always got to be something. Get back to the chat. Andrew says, "Why is that with the Zoo thing? Why does he start him then not really play him too much? I don't know. I mean, I think we've seen Zoo be reckless a lot, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
My thing, I'm okay with letting him go in there and try to draw fouls from their big guys. And if he fouls out, then whoop-de-zoo. I mean, it happens, right? Tanner, our guy Tanner says if we gave Frew Zoo's post game and post physicality, we'd be golden. Yeah, I mean, Zoo's not afraid to get physical, unlike Sean. He gets in there and he just lays it down again, unlike Sean. So let's get these questions of the day in here. Again, Michael expected back, no pun intended, for the tournament. So here's my first question, and Wes, we'll get you in on this one first. Which tournament do you bring Michael back for? Do you rest him up in the ACC tournament, which could be a 1 or 2 game showing anyway? Do you give him an extra week of rest and let him prepare for the NCAA tournament, or is he there on the court Wednesday for the ACC opener?
I'd say rest him for the NCAA tournament.
I mean, we just showed that we could beat a top 25 team without him. So yeah. there's really only let's be realistic. There's only one team in the ACC that we can't really mess with right now, and that's the number 1 overall seed. So, well, let me follow that question up with what are your expectations for the Cards? And oh, you know what? I've got that. That's my third question. Hold that, Sean. What about you? Which tournament do you bring them back in?
I think it depends on how deep you get into the ACC tournament. If you get, to Friday, maybe you get him a game under his belt before going into the NCAA tournament. But I would not play him Wednesday. I would not. I would let him rest a little longer because his back thing has been a problem pretty much the entire year. So I want him at full strength going in the NCAA tournament. But I would like to get him some prep work going in the NCAA tournament.
You don't think our first round game against Southern Cal's not going to give them some practice? That's what I'm guessing they're going to screw us and put us in an 8-9 game. By the way, that's what
you think. You think you're going to?
Yeah,
coming from a person that has had back problems their whole life, sometimes sitting is not the best thing. So, I would play him Wednesday, 5 to 8 minutes. Then if we, win that game and we move on to Thursday, I'd play him 8 to 12 minutes. And just add a few more minutes every game and going forward. But sometimes inactivity is not the best thing. You need to get out there and, loosen it up a little bit, get it warm, and practice is just different from a game. So, and being that he's missed so many games this year,
that's why I was worried.
To a point, let's get our money's worth, right? Because he's not going to be here next year, right?
To be fair, we didn't pay him $1 to come to Louisville. Adidas paid him.
Whoever, let's get their money's worth. Whoever paid him.
Fair enough. Andrew Mudd says McNeely playing how he did yesterday made this team different. I agree, but that's how he's played most of the year. Kevin Watson says, "Can Michael stay on the floor more than Siva was?" Peyton, shots fired. Tanner says, "Resting for the ACC conference tournaments don't really matter. We made the title game last year and got an 8 seed out of it." You ain't wrong. Kevin wants to find Michael for falling on the floor. Ha ha ha. And then Andrew follows up with, "I agreed with Sean until you made the Southern Cal point. So now I say save him for the NCAAs." Fair enough. I would save him for the NCAA just because you can work him out. You can put him through simulation workouts at the Yum Center. They have guys that don't play on the scout team that play on the scout team that he can go through practice games with and still know his limitations. Again, I've never had back issues like that, so I'll defer to Joey on that. Question number 2: do you guys, and we'll switch it up. Joey, we'll go with you first. Can Ryan Conwell continue to put this team on his back? Again, no pun intended, and win?
Sure he can. He's as Dick Vitale would say, he's a PTPer. That's what he's built for. And for 2/3 of the season he has, right? What's our record now? 21-9. 21-9.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's pretty much won us at least 17 or 18 of those games himself.
22-9 now.
Yeah,
I'll still say it was 17 or 18 of them. For the most of the season, he's been the leading scorer. He makes big time shots and big time moments. He plays defense. He's had, I can recall several just off the top of my head times where he's, come up with a huge chase down block or a deflection, or even the other day, getting in the way of the pass and dude threw it out of bounds, giving it back to us. He just all the way around. I mean, he's the MVP of the season for sure.
I would venture to say, and I've been thinking about this a lot the last month, and this is no shade to Michael Brown at all, because I've just not got to see a whole lot of him. I think when it's all said and done, Ryan Conwell, not just attitude-wise, not just because he's a good person, I think he's going to, when it's all said and done, even though he's only been here 1 year, he's probably going to go down as a top 25 favorite Cardinal of all time for me. I love his work ethic. I love the way he plays the game. Kevin Watson says we'll draw Miami of Ohio in round 1.
Oh my
NCAA
God.
hates us. Fabian says go Cards and congrats to Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith will join us later on in the show, so listen to us BS for a little bit, and then we'll have the real star hop on here with us a little bit. Sean, can Conwell continue to put this team on his back?
I think so, because that's why we brought him in. I think he was supposed to be kind of the anchor to help Michael along. If Michael struggled, all right, let's give it to Conwell. Conwell, go get his points, right? And that's what he does. He's a scorer first, and his defense is good. It's not great, but it's good, and that's all we really need from him. We need him to be more of the offensive spark for this team, and that's what he's brought in for, and that's what he's doing.
Would you be surprised if I told you he had 100 steals on the season?
I would be shocked a little bit.
Yeah, I have no idea how many he has. I'm just going to ask you if you're going to be shocked or not.
I would be shocked. Yeah.
Wes, what about you? Your confidence in Ryan Conwell to take us to the promised land, and then I'm going to follow that up with something I didn't ask them. They can think about it for a second. Which former Cardinal would you compare him to?
Honestly,
think about that as well. Answer that second. Can Conwell though continue to put this team on his back and win?
yeah, I think he can. Like Joey said, the guy's a primetime player. He steps up in big moments. He's a really solid downhill player. Like Sean said, his defense is good enough. He can pick up a guy full court. He's just a really smart player, and he doesn't get rattled. You can tell he's really the leader of this team, like emotionally. He doesn't, even when his shot isn't falling, he still plays within the flow of the game and figures things out.
Kevin Watson with a great point. If Conwell was here 2 or more years, he would be a Louisville legend. Love his game, attitude, and leadership. All right, second part of the question, Wes. Who do you is there? Because I've been struggling. I've not been able to think of anybody. Excuse me, that I could compare him to. Do you have a comparison in your head?
No, I can't honestly think of one.
Okay,
Not at the moment.
I have one, but I want to wait. And this is the college version of this kid, not the pro version of him. And you can bet
Okay.
on that, Sean.
And the closest I can think of in a Louisville uniform is Taekwon Dean.
Okay,
That's the closest I can think of because he kind of plays a similar role.
The cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon
is Higgy
roll,
on
yeah,
here?
similar role.
Wait, Higgy just called me when you said cinnamon roll. Coincidence?
But he plays on the wing. He's probably I would say the best 3-point shooter we've had this year. Because I know McNeely's been off and on. He has great games and has games where he's 0 for 7. So I think he's been the most consistent 3-point shooter this year.
Taekwon Dean, the actual first guy that kissed the Cardinal at midcourt. I honestly didn't know that until this weekend. There was a little bit of
I saw that.
Talk about who the first was. I honestly didn't know who the first was. I've seen so many people do it. I was actually shocked that Taekwon was the first. I thought that it went back a little bit further than him. Joey, what about? Did you Taekwon Dean? Joey, what about you?
I'm sitting here trying to think, and I really can't compare him to anybody else. I mean, because like he brings so much different things to the game. I mean,
that's what I was struggling with.
RC1.
But then one hit me, and if you couldn't tell by what I said, I did give everybody a spoiler when I said the college version of this kid and not the pro version. You can bet on that because I'm going to go with Terry Rozier. I think Terry's game was he was an above average defender, not the greatest. Wasn't Jerry Smith, wasn't Sosa type, but he was right there, a level below him. Terry was the same, and Terry kind of started off as a workhorse player. He was a supporting actor, if you will, on the team at first, and then rose to shine himself. Could knock down the three pretty consistently. Wasn't afraid to slash to the basket like Ryan. So the only big difference between them, and this is not a knock on Terry, Ryan is just a down to earth blue chip guy or a white. Which one is it? Blue collar guy. Kevin says he can see a little Dean, a little Rozier, and a little Gaines. Man, if we could get that player here on campus at Louisville, or maybe that's who Michael Brown is, honestly, and we just don't get to watch him play that much. Last question, and we'll do the reverse method here. Wes, we'll go back to you. How far do the Cards go in the ACC tournament? We're going to break down that tournament. You know what? Let's hold that question. Let's go ahead and break down the ACC tournament draw. We got the early draw this year. It wasn't all late games like last year. The unfortunate side to that is that there's going to be a couple of 3 o'clock games in there The bright side is there's no more 9 o'clock games like there was last year, and like there seems to have been the back half of the season. It starts this year on Tuesday. There are 3 games, which I don't know why. I really feel like there should be, because the way the ACC tournament's set up, the 8 and 9 seeds get a first round bye, which is stupid.
Does now it used to be not every team qualified, right?
Right, not every team qualifies.
And I think, isn't that the case? Yeah, because Boston College didn't qualify, I don't think, this year.
Well, Georgia Tech finished last in the conference, so are they not in it?
No.
So riddle me this: if we've got 2 teams sitting at home, and we've got an 8-9 matchup that doesn't have a somebody coming in to play them next, why is that?
I don't know.
That makes no sense. Have them play, like let everybody play.
6, 7.
I don't even know how many teams are in the conference. Is it 7? It's an odd number, ain't it?
I believe so. That's why we had that kind of weird.
Looks like only 15 teams make.
So then there's 3 teams, or no?
Okay, so let's play. California's not in.
No, California.
Oh, California isn't. I just saw them. So California, SMU, Stanford, all 3 made it.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's not in it. Boston College isn't in it.
And Georgia
and
Tech.
Virginia. Is Virginia Tech in it?
Yeah.
Virginia Tech. I do not see them on the sheet. Yeah, I do. There they are. Okay.
Georgia Tech. So 3 teams aren't in it. So just let the last place team not be in and still have 2 teams.
Yeah. Well, and that's the way it was for a couple of years. I don't know why they changed that, but here's how the bracket lays out. The Florida State Cal game, they get a first round bye at the 8-9 spot, but the winner gets Duke Thursday at 7. Rest in peace. Virginia Tech versus Wake Forest. That winner will face Clemson Thursday at 9:30. The winner of that pod gets an injured UNC Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Which we had the late games. I was in Charlotte last year. It was miserable having the late games. Didn't like it. I'm going to go on about that probably a lot. Thankfully, we got the earlier ones. Stanford versus Pitt. They'll play. The winner of that gets NC State noon on Wednesday. The winner of that gets Virginia Thursday at noon. And finally, SMU versus Syracuse will play. SMU battered. They lost a couple of their top players this week. The winner of that game will face us at 2:30 on Wednesday. The winner of that pod will get Miami Thursday at 2:30. Wes, now I'll ask you the question. How far do the Cards go in this tournament?
I could see us falling probably a game short of the ACC championship game.
Okay.
That would be what, Friday?
So you think we lose
the Final
to
Four.
Miami?
No. In a rematch,
Miami would put us in the Final Four of the ACC tournament.
Okay, so you say we beat Miami, but then we lose to Virginia.
I could see that.
Okay.
Honestly,
I didn't know if he was done.
Sorry.
I didn't to elaborate on that a little bit.
Possibly because of course, the bigs matchup. I think that could be a problem for us again with the shot blockers that they have and everything else. But then again, you never know. Anything can happen.
All right, Sean.
I think we make it to Miami. I think that's where we lose.
You think we lose to Miami?
I think we lose to Miami. I do. Miami, I know we controlled the game most of the game, but man, they made
that was at Miami.
Yeah, I know. But
the way the lore goes, it's hardest to play away, then easier to play neutral, then easiest to play at home.
You get 3 points so we really beat them by 7.
Yeah. I don't know.
6.
I feel like that.
3.
I feel like that's going to be the game.
We lose to Duke in the ACC championship game.
That's kind of where I'm going to. I think that we should be able to. I'll let you go ahead and.
I don't have a whole lot of basis behind it, just a feeling. Again, if we're playing, if Michael does play, I mean, I feel like for sure if we get to the semifinals of the ACC tournament, Michael's playing. If we're playing Virginia to go to the ACC championship game, Michael's playing. For sure.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't disagree with that.
I think we can reverse. We can kind of do like a little revenge tour with some of the teams, right? I kind of hope we play SMU Now we did split with them, but they beat us the last time. Take them out. Then we can go on to Miami. We beat them, but we can beat them again. And then Virginia, take them out. And then you never know with Duke. I mean, we've played them fairly good in the first half of both times we played them.
Yeah, we led them at home at the half, right? By
Yeah,
double digits.
we led them by
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, and that was without Michael. The first time. The second time,
I thought that was his first game back.
No,
the second game was the second time we
Okay.
played him was
Okay,
he
great.
was out the first one, and we were up by double digits at halftime, and then it just we all know what happened.
they picked up their
second half.
defense and we couldn't
Yeah.
handle it. Yeah.
But and again, you never know. And then maybe this year we get a little bit more respect by making the ACC tournament final 2 years in a row. Maybe we can improve. Maybe the tournament selection committee will be like, you know what? All right, let's give them a little credit, and they don't try to hose us again.
We got some predictions from the nation. Kevin Watson says, I think Louisville makes the final and loses to Puke. I'm kind of with you there. And Andrew Mudd says, I think we're honestly better than everybody but Duke. I think we make it to Duke. I agree. Tony Bowman, what's up, CSD fan? What's up, TB? And Kevin, for some reason, is predicting the Syracuse SMU game. Syracuse beats SMU. I think so too, though. I think we get a rematch with Syracuse. We absolutely blow the doors. They're Ari Kari doors off that Ferrari up there. And where are they from? Albany?
What?
Where's Syracuse University?
Syracuse.
Yeah, nobody cares where they're at. Is the point. Andrew Madison said, unlike Sean, Duke is extremely banged up. Foster and the center both out for the ACC tournament. Really?
What?
What, Boozer? No, Boozer's not. No, Badongo, right? And that is
Mbonga.
Yeah, he's a big.
Bless you.
7-footer.
Mabonga.
Mabako?
Mabonga.
Kabongo.
Mabonga.
Hey, and we got to mention this. JT Haskins in the building. The young lion picked the cards Friday night. Wish we could have been there, man. So excited for him and for you, because I know being a former Louisville football player like you are, the dream is that your son can follow in your footsteps, and if you can get them at your dreams at your school, like that just furthers the legacy, man. And we're so happy that he said yes to the cards. Awesome moment. Wish I could have been there. We were following along though with Carrie Ann's journey to the state tournament. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. But Sean, you know what time it is. Now, I initially wasn't even going to run Sean's segment tonight because we got so much to get to. But then he said something. He messed up. He said, oh, well, that's good because I didn't prepare for it anyway, which made us think.
Perfect time to do it.
Those have got to be the best ones.
Because he didn't, on the chimney one, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He didn't think. He just said, I'm kind of scared.
He's got nothing.
I got nothing.
You better hurry up and get that phone working, son.
Man.
Hold on. We're going to it.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
All right, Sean. Cool. It's live TV, pal.
Yeah.
Just say I've got nothing.
I got nothing.
All right, that has been.
You want to give me some? That's the.
Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Yeah, I didn't really expect much from Sean anyway. Since Duke big man's banged up, love the matchup. No, for sure, Robert. I agree. Are we a better matchup with Duke with their big out? That's where they can beat us. Can Boozer carry them without the other big? Now, Caleb Foster is not necessarily a big. He's the two guard, right?
Yeah, he kind of, because they have
that dude spent more time on the sidelines being active at Louisville games than what was his name?
Oh God,
we call him the hologram.
I know what you're talking about.
Josh Jameson.
Josh Jameson.
Yeah.
Caleb Foster was at a lot of Louisville games that year as a guest of the Millers, and yeah, that sucks. No, I think the problem is Boozer is on that team. It could be Boozer and 4 Seans, and Boozer that team's going to have a shot to win by 15.
He's that good. Yeah.
He is that good. Let's shout out our fine sponsors: Fitness Market, Four-Picks, Collision Course, Crew Tailgaters, Cherry Pickin', Shoot 360, Mossy Oak, Planet Fitness, Rally House, Beckman's Fine Blades, Josh Jarbo from Remax Realty, and Prime IV Louisville. Are you ready to take your health to the next level? Prime IV Hydration and Wellness has a special promotion just for you. Join them now and receive 1 month free with a paid 6-month membership. This offer is only available for a limited time, so head on over to Prime IV in Middletown to enjoy their customized IV treatments and expert care. Elevate your wellness routine today. Give them a call, 502 251 9836. You can also text that line, and they have one of the receptionists there / nurses will get back with you as soon as possible. We are waiting for Sam currently to hop on with us. He should be here in a few minutes. So we'll get to what we have, and then we'll have Sam hop on, and then we'll let him hop off, and we'll bring Nolan in. Women's basketball heartbreak, and I know that's what Sam's here to talk about, but he ain't here, so we're going to talk about it. As my guy, the anointed one, Trick Williams would say, "Let's talk about it."
Who?
No, that's Cody. What do you want to talk about? No, Trick don't talk a lot. He talks a lot in the ring. He don't talk a lot. Actually, we talk.
You're right, dog.
Don't do it. Heartbreak happens again, though, for women's basketball as Barry misses a game winner for the second time in 3 weeks to fall to Duke. But this time it was at the free throw line. Could have ended the game, but missed the second free throw. Duke's offensive rebounding and a huge free throw discrepancy doomed the Cards in this one as they lose their first overtime game of the season. Appreciate you, Kevin. Baseball. Now listen. We may not be sure how far a goodbye goes until it don't come back, but we do know how far a baseball goes when Tage Davis hits it. 375, 385, and 387 feet to be, almost said yards, to be exact. Tage hits it out 3 times in the series versus Seton Hall with a 16-1 run rule game on Friday, 13-3 run rule game on Saturday, and a 6-2 win today. I guess they were just tired of hitting all the runs out. That means the Cards outscored Seton Hall by 29 runs this weekend. The sweep goes along with a rare upset loss to Morehead State on Tuesday. We've explained the Tuesday games, the midweek games before. They don't play the starting rotation. That's where they get the. If you come to Jim Patterson and catch Tuesday game, those guys pitching are likely the ones you'll see starting the next year. It's kind of like, it's weird. I like it, but it's kind of weird, but it is what it is. The Cards are now 9-5 on the season and have a rare 2-game midweek tilt versus Marshall on Tuesday and Wednesday at Jim Patterson before opening up ACC play next weekend, hosting Notre Dame Friday through Sunday at Jim Pat. Rapid fire. The number 120, actually, this is supposed to be the number 12 / 8th ranked University of Louisville men's and women's swimming and diving teams will send 8 divers, not drivers, Higgy, divers to the NCAA Zone C Diving Championships hosted by Eastern Michigan University in Ypsilanti, Michigan on March 9th through 11th. Huge run-on sentence. Audrey Brazo-Howes, Sam Helbolt, Samantha Keith, and Maud Van Kempen will represent the Cardinal women. And for the men, Colin Kruer, Mac Malloy, Ray Priest, and Race Wynn and Royce Keys will also enter the competition.
He takes everything he wants.
He does. The University of Louisville softball team went 2-0 on the second day of the Cardinal Classic, taking an 8-1 win over Ball State in 5 innings before beating Illinois 8-6. With the wins, the Cardinals moved to 17-5 on the season. Jaden Goes moves to 2-0, and Alyssa Zabala moves to 5-1. They both add to their personal win columns. Goes pitched a 5-inning complete game, allowing just 1 run on 1 hit and 5 Ks. Zabala recorded her 300th career strikeout against Illinois, finishing the day with 8 strikeouts through 6 innings of work. Powered by the play of Alina Nugaro and Berta Murray, the University of Louisville women's tennis team beat Xavier 4-2 Saturday afternoon at the Camargo Raquette Club. The Cardinals 8-4 dropped the doubles point, losing at the 1-3, but Murray and Nugaro set the tone for singles with a 6-3 win over Ella DeFord and Madeline Rexroth at number 2. Guys, please continue to support our photographers, Jeff Nunn, TJ Barr, Justin Cougar, Keith and Renee Russell, and our beat writers, Sam Basin and Taylor Kopp. Really had a great season. Really killing it. Let's see. Shout out to our guy Reese Gaines too. Um, so his son, all district newcomer of the year, going to be playing on Reese's New Balance AAU team this summer. Okay, that's breaking news. Reese texting us mid show. Gonna tell him got to have you on soon, bro. Stay tuned to our social media and subscribe to us on YouTube or Facebook to be alerted every time we go live. Even though we prefer YouTube, you can find the audio version on over 125 different podcast avenues. Apple, iTunes, Buzzsprout, Spotify, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, and iHeart. Hit subscribe, like, heart, plus sign, or whatever it is Sean does on the weekend. Now to have these episodes immediately download to your phone, PC, laptop, Tamagotchi, or whatever it is that you have. Let me get this text sent because I have to also do Sam Bazin joining in on X. Sam, can you join the actual podcast? Um, let me see. I put the link in the podcast chat. Everybody else got it. If you haven't listened to all the prior episodes of the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast, to find go to cardinalsportszone.com, go to the podcast tab, podcast drop down menu, then select CSC podcast. It's easy to find. Check out our exclusives on cardinalsportszone.com, the place it all began. Shout out to everyone who's out there sharing the podcast. We appreciate and love you guys. Shout out to our guys Marcus Maben and Steve Rummage doing the Lord's work Monday through Friday from 10 to noon on ESPN 93.9 DeVille. Shout out to Dalton Pence. Mondays with Dalton Pence from 6 to 7 on the Big X. He is your first listen every day on Locked On Louisville. In his what, Joey?
No, Sam's texting me now. Like when I look in there now, the link is it says this week's and it has a timestamp, but it's not there. I tell you what, because I've seen that happen several times here lately. You probably ought to send him on Facebook Messenger because I never don't get that.
Oh man, it's always something.
I went to look just to make sure, and I'm like, well, I see this week's, and then I see your timestamp, but then, like,
Oh, wow.
it's
Yeah.
like there's nothing
Yeah.
under it.
We'll have him hop on while we're waiting for OG to join us. And again, shout out to Dalton, who has been named the new PA announcer for the Louisville Kings. There's Sam. There he is. What's up, Sam? Twitter's been bugging, man. That's not on you.
Not Louisville. Louisville's not up.
All right. Well, real quick, why don't you let everybody know we're wrapping up the part to where we can get to our guest of the evening. Kind of let everybody know how I gave them a little bit of insight on it, but kind of let them know how things went today and what it means for our tournament seeding going forward.
I think the loss today puts us maybe at minimum a 4 seed. I was hoping to try to see if we could move up to that high 3 seed line, but I think we're definitely a 4 seed. If we end up as a 5, then we got screwed. But I think we're a solid 4 seed. The issue what happened today was we didn't finish. That was a big thing last year with a lot of the losses. We didn't have that. We didn't have that same issue this year.
Neither did Sean.
Because
You got to start to finish, though.
yeah, that's right. We did have an issue finishing against the team of the road in Lexington. Of course, the loss to South Carolina at home, and then the one against Duke earlier in the Yum Center. So those 3 losses, I could say we had an issue finishing, and then this one today, finishing did happen again because we had to leave at 4, with under a minute left to go, and inexplicably we had a 10-second violation. Had that not happened, whether we scored on that possession or not, we would have been able to at least take off another 15 seconds off that shot clock, off that game clock. And Duke would not have enough chances to come back to force an overtime. And then, as we know, subsequently Louisville struggled in overtime, and then they lost by 5. And it sucks because Toby Fournier, their best player, she was fouled out. We held her to under 10 points. So you
Yeah.
would think with her being fouled out and her struggling, uh, it would bode well for Louisville. It Unfortunately it didn't. So I have faith in Coach Walls. Shout out to McKinley Randolph. She had a double double today. She almost had a triple double. Shout out to Amari Berry. She had I think 22 points against North Carolina yesterday. She came in and had a big game today against Duke, but Duke is a really good team. So I give credit to Coach Lawson over there. But Duke's gonna be one of those teams that make a deep run in the tournament. And Louisville, I think Louisville will too. It all depends on the seed that we get and what our draw is.
I actually don't think either of these teams make the Sweet 16. I
Hmm.
haven't. I've seen big droughts from both of them that I didn't really care to see. Ista Electric Boogaloo just wasn't as aggressive as she needed to be. Do
Foul
you
trouble.
think?
Been injured though, hasn't she?
Do you think though? Do you think because this was Barry's second time fumbling the end of the game when and fumbling may be a harsh word, but is she the type of player, Sam, where you're not worried about that she'll come through the next time because this is the second time in a month that she's had the chance to put Duke away. Like if she hit that second free throw in regulation, there it's over. There's no well, what if
Oh,
Duke hit
Barry.
it? Isn't that who I said?
Are you talking about Barry?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, yeah. No, she's a tough kid from I want to say Clarksville, Indiana. Not Indiana, Tennessee. Sorry. She's a tough kid, tough minded. She's a competitor. I don't think. I think the two free throws that she missed bothers her more than the two free throws she missed it against. If that makes sense. Um, I do believe, I do know that she has the mental capability to go ahead and put those free throws behind her and still step up to make the next big one if she is called upon to do it. Because you are right, um, she did miss two free throws, both at the end of regulation. That one I think could have forced overtime, and the other one could have won the game for Louisville. But if you want to put her on, if you want to say it like that, you could say the same thing about Taj.
No, you could. Yeah.
Um, Taj is
It just was very
Taj is
coincidental that she ended up being the end of the game for both of those. Nothing against her as a player.
for both.
I
Yeah.
just was wanting to know if you
Right,
thought
right.
you can overcome because that's a lot for an athlete to have I mean, we win those two games. We're the one seed, and we're the champions of the ACC on the women's side. So, yeah, but
We were just one of those today. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just not very very impressed with either one of the like it's this season has seemed like for me anyway a struggle season for Walls in the Cards. They've been just good enough. Now they could run on. You know how Jeff Walls is. They could bust a run at any time and prove me wrong. But uh, yeah, it's just it is what it is. Let's go ahead and wrap up the Sam. Are you good for a couple more minutes, or do you gotta go?
I can probably get another 5 minutes or so.
Okay. Well, let me finish the wrap up real quick. Where can everybody find you on social media? Wes,
West Keys _ CSZ.
Joey,
Joe Wallman 526.
Sean,
Ed Elville, Sean.
Sam.
At Baseboy 124.
I'm Jeremy _CSZ. Last promotion, and then we're going to go to our special guest. Shout out to our guys though, Dan and Mark at the 502 Circle. Did you know that regular IV therapy can help improve your energy levels, boost your immune system, and enhance your overall well-being? At Prime IV Hydration and Wellness, their memberships offer a convenient way to maintain your health with monthly treatments. Visit them at Prime IV in Middletown to learn more about how their wellness plans can support your lifestyle and help you feel your best every day. Give them a call at 502-251-9836. Really, and you can text them too. Really quickly. Shout out to our cousin Carrie Ann. Her high school career came to an end this weekend because the refs just wanted to do nothing but call fouls on her. Every trip down the court, she'd have 3 chicks hanging off of her. They call no fouls. Heck of a career, 2,000 points, 1,500 rebounds, 800 blocks. Going to be a
Did she get the
Campbellsville
record in
Tiger.
Kentucky for blocks?
She finished second, but she wasn't too far
Finished
behind.
second.
Yeah, so shout out to her. I can't wait to see her play a year in Campbellsville and then transfer to Louisville and dominate on the big stage. And shout out also, while we're shouting out coaches, DeJuan, we coached Simmons College to an NCCAA Division II Mid-East Regional Championship win. They will start their quest off for the Natty Wednesday, March 11th versus the number 7 seed Bob Jones University. Simmons is the final seed. There are only 10 teams that make that Natty tournament. They're the number 10 seed. Look, we're not going to hold it out any longer. We're going to bring him in. He is the second ugliest dude on the podcast today, thanks to Sean. It's our guy. You may call him Nolan, but he makes me call him other things. We'll get into that in a minute. It is Nolan, MF and Smith. Coach Smitty to you all. Nolan, what's good, man?
What's up, buddy? What's up, man?
We are not worthy. We are not worthy.
Stop it.
I still don't have my Tennessee State jersey. I'm actually really that started out as a joke, but I'm really salty
Right.
about it.
I'm a 3XLT, by the way.
You calm down.
I'm a 2X, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna get y'all right. I'm gonna get y'all
Listen,
right.
you got Tennessee State fans up here in the Ville because as everybody knows, 99% of the population loves them some Nolan Smith. I'm drawing kind of a blank on the 1% that doesn't. Drawing a blank, get it? Yeah, okay.
Hold on. You drew a blank.
I did drew a blank.
Took it a step further there.
You did, but let's bake something up here and get in. We could do this all day. First question on everybody's mind, Nolan. Why do you insist on making me address you as OVC Coach of the Year before you start talking to me on a phone call?
Hey, don't start with the lies, man. Don't start with the lies. I do not do that.
That's very true. He did tell me I had to change his contact info, and I did.
Not at all.
That's fair. Look, Nolan, you are inherently a winner. You've won at every level, and I don't need to make your head any bigger than it already is. So this comes as little surprise to anybody. We actually talked about all these goals when you took the Tennessee State job. I want to go over them. We're like, win 20 games, win the OVC regular season, set record for regular season wins since they joined D1, set record for conference wins since joining D1. Let's try to win the OVC tournament while we're there. Let's try to make the NCAA tournament. And, oh, by the way, we're going to have the largest margin of victory in OVC tournament history. Now, I expect you to achieve every one of these goals. Did you expect to achieve all of these so fast?
Yeah, one.
I would say yes. Obviously, I always set high expectations for myself and for my staff, especially when it comes to this game. When I first looked at the roster, I knew it was a roster that could win. And then obviously adding Dante Harris, that's been at Georgetown, Virginia, Memphis, and then bringing him here, I knew I was getting a floor general and a guard that could really be probably best point guard in the OVC. So with all that being said, when we first got to work, it was all about putting it all together, instilling the winning culture, making sure these guys became obsessed with winning. And that's with everything we did: drills, sprints, defensive drills, shell drill every single day. It starts on the defense end. If you want to win championships, you got to play defense. And we fell in love with playing 1-on-1, playing 2-on-2, playing 3-on-3, kind of old school, right? This generation doesn't really love to hoop, like play 1-on-1 like we used to back in the day. But I kind of forced our guys to fall in love with that. So now when it comes down to it, and you play a really good Morehead State team that has 1-on-1 players, you're ready to guard, but then you're also ready to help each other and play defense. And that's where we've gotten better at in the last couple of weeks is on the defensive end.
Absolutely, guys. I mean, this guy needs no introduction. You all know we're speaking to Tennessee State rookie head coach, rising star. I mean, ridiculous coach, Nolan Smith. We were blessed with the privilege of having him here on the sidelines at Louisville for a couple of seasons, even though we didn't really get to see the full Nolan Smith experience, which was no fault of his own. Nolan, how many returning guys did you have to the Tennessee State roster? When you showed up, how many guys were coming back from last year?
Yeah, we returned 3 guys. 3 guys, and it's really the main guys: Aaron Nakuma, Travis Harper, and Carlos Williams. Those were the 3 returners that were part of the semifinals loss last year. And then everybody else was already on the roster when I arrived pretty much right away. They all said they were staying on board. I liked all of them. I liked all of them after a couple conversations, and I said, all right, let's go with this roster as is. And again, added Dante, and that was all. That's all we did.
Every time I hit a basket now, I yell out Nakuma, but for no reason. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, bucket Nakuma. It's crazy. What were you looking for when you were adding to the returning guys? Because you had the core group of, the leaders that were returning, but when you're looking to adding the pieces, what exactly were you looking at?
A leader and a proven winner. That's it. Whenever you're trying to win, you need to find somebody that's really done it. And Dante's done it, been a part of winning, done it at different schools, different leagues. And that's where I knew he was the missing piece. They went pretty far last year, but they had some ups and downs the year before, really just piecing that together. And Dante really was the glue and the vocal guy when it came to what it takes to win. I mean, obviously last night in the championship game, he was the guy that set the tone on both ends. So he showed his value last night in the championship game.
I know none of us have any control over this, but the tournament starts again. Congratulations, first year NCAA tournament. There's been several coaches here at Louisville that haven't made the NCAA tournament in their first year. I can think of at least one. Didn't make any tournament, but I digress. What seed do you anticipate getting? Do you expect that they're going to think, well, it's OVC, so we're just going to give them a 16? I did see today they do not have you all slated for any of the play-in games, which makes me think that gives a little bit of respect, because they think, okay, they're better than the last 5 or 6 teams in the tournament. But what are you expecting as far as that's concerned? I know you're going to say, well, I don't really care. We're going to get in there. We're going to play basketball. We're going to mix it up. We're going to do the coach speak. I already know. But if you were a betting man, what would you bet? Would you bet on the 16?
Well, I definitely hope and believe we are not in the playing game. Obviously, our body of work speaks for itself, being 23-9 with some really good non-conference wins. UNLV, Asheville, Chat. We played Belmont good in the start of the season, Western Kentucky. So again, our roster, I know they use all the analytics and the Ken Palm and all those things.
You love the analytics, don't you?
I am absolutely not a huge fan of analytics. But look, I just coach basketball, and let's play. Let's go. I'm not an analytics guy at all.
I just do everything at a high level, and I don't give anybody else a chance. When you're Nolan Smith, you just do everything right the first time. I love it.
Measure twice, cut once.
Stop. I just got lucky. That's all.
Okay, none of us believe that crap. He almost made me say a cuss word.
What?
I would have lost all the sponsors. We're not going to keep you on here too long, because we know that you got to prepare for the big dance coming up and everything. Last thing I kind of wanted to touch on to show everybody, because there's the thing. Oh, well, again, there's the 1% of the haters. Well, who couldn't do all that at Tennessee State and the OVC? Well, and to them, I would say, well, if it's that easy to do, why hadn't it been done? Like, don't try to take his flowers away for what he's accomplished this year. Like, this is monumental. I would have never thought that 21 wins would set an all-time wins record at any Division I school, but yet Nolan came in and he did it, and that was with 0 NIL money. Nolan, does that change next year after everybody's seeing your success? Do you anticipate people reaching out? Because we all know we've seen videos. That's one thing I want to give Tennessee State a huge shout out for. Their social media team is amazing. They do a lot of work, and not to crap on ours here, but like they're. Were you shooting basketball with J. Cole the other day?
Yeah, I was. Played pickup. He's a good friend of mine, back from the Raleigh Durham days.
There you go. And they show all kinds of behind the scenes stuff. I love it. Last night, you know what? I'm gonna get to that in a second, but let me finish this. Does that change next year after seeing your success? You got a lot of friends in high places.
Yeah.
that were willing to help you out, but maybe kind of wanted to see what you could do first. And you did your thing. Do you think that changed going into next year, and what will you go after next season to improve what you got
Yeah.
coming back? I know it's a little early to be talking about next season. This season ain't over with yet, but
Yeah. Winning changes everything, right? And with winning, you get new friends because everybody wants to be around winning, right? So I definitely expect new opportunities, new NIL, new everything. You know, obviously the school, after seeing this success right away, they want this to keep going. They want this to keep going. So obviously we expect them to obviously, you know, come forward and be like, hey, this now you have this, now you have this, now keep doing what you're doing on the court. So I'm excited. I'm excited to keep building. And, you know, again, when you want to build something special, I mean, it takes a village. So we want more people to jump into the village to help us continue to build.
Yeah, you know, my NIL check is in the mail after this phone call is over with. Last question for me, and then I'm gonna let the guys ask a question. I'll shut up for a minute, not long, but
I was wondering when you were going to do that.
Hey, block that number out of my phone. Listen, it's we talked.
Have you met him before?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's my
Been
brother.
going on for 47 years of my life.
That's weird seeing that I'm only 40. How you've talked to me that long, but I digress. Listen, Nolan, we've talked about this privately. You love the city of Louisville. This is not going to be a Tennessee State question. This is just Louisville centric. Obviously, things didn't turn out the way any of us wanted. We were so excited when it was announced that you were going to come join the team. You were pumped. We were pumped. Does this season validate the fact that you could have done so much better here if only you were allowed to? If only the handcuffs were taken off and Nolan was allowed to be Nolan. Does what you've done this year kind of overshadow the bad times that you did have at Louisville?
No, I mean, for me, first when I was there, look, I was the assistant coach, right, and my job there was to assist. So for me now, it doesn't really validate anything because at the end of the day, my record as a head coach is now 23-9, and that's it.
Wait, it's what? How many wins did you have?
23-9.
How many wins did you have at? I'm sorry. How many wins did your head coach have at Louisville?
So what I'll say is
12. I'll answer for him. 12.
What I'll say is my time in Louisville, I learned a lot, right? A lot of lessons. And I don't regret my time. Bottom line, I mean, Louisville's home. Louisville's always gonna be where my heart is. And I learned a lot in those 2 years that ultimately made me better. So put me in a position to be the head coach that I am now.
See, I want to give Nolan a little kudos here too, because he knew I was trying to get him to say something. Now I knew you weren't going to say something that would get
12.
you in trouble. But what, 12 wins?
Yeah.
Okay.
12.
Oh, so he had double the wins
12
that he experienced at Louisville here.
And like I told you earlier, I was like, I can't say what I normally say to Nolan when
no,
on the phone
you can't.
with him. And I just constantly repeat it and yell it. And,
yeah, it's something like blank, blankety blank, but we can't say that because of multiple reasons.
Yeah.
Guys, did y'all have a question for OVC Coach of the Year and OVC Championship Coach?
Sort of have something for him because I don't know, like with the NIL, or no, I take that back, not NIL, but I don't even really know what they're calling it. But like the
rev share.
Yeah, the schools have to pay X amount. Is that just Power 4 or is that the entirety of D1?
So right now we did not opt into revenue share payment. We're planning to on May 1st. So then when that goes in, that's obviously going to help us.
That's where I was kind of leading into. Yeah, like that should help like attract other talent to come down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I was curious about that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that there was honestly a choice by the schools, like to opt in or not.
Yep. Every school had a choice.
They told an interesting story last night at the end of the game, Nolan, that I think that got a little smile out of you right there. And I'll be honest with you, no Nolan, 20-something years, however long, never even thought to ask him. I don't know why, and that sounds bad, but I bet you he couldn't tell me how me and Teresa met either, so I don't feel as bad. But we heard the story. Now, this is your chance to either correct the story that was told or validate the story that was told. But what was told on the national broadcast was that apparently you were receiving some sort of online backlash, which surprise, right? and that she hopped on social media and started taking up for you, to which you took as a signal to hop in the DMs.
Hey,
Is that
girl.
hey girl?
Yep.
Is that true?
It is very true. So it was we had played Maryland my senior year. After the game, I'm a Maryland fan. Everybody knows how crazy Maryland fans are,
You're
especially
trash.
especially when you're from Maryland. If you're from Maryland and didn't go there, they hate you.
Trash.
So basically, a Maryland fan tweeted something about my dad after we beat them. So I retweeted. It went viral. This is back when Twitter was the only thing, so everybody was on Twitter.
Right.
And basically all the Carolina students, Duke students, everybody's going back to this guy. I'm scrolling through the comments on the back of the bus, and I see my wife's comment, and I clicked on her profile picture, see she went to Carolina. I slid in the DMs,
He was
and
like,
then
hey.
yeah, and the rest was history.
Okay. All right. And such an awesome moment seeing you and Deuce out on the court. That's a moment that he'll have that
Yeah,
documented.
that's probably one of the coolest things right now. Probably about just being the head coach and have my own program now. Like, hey, I want all my coaches to have their sons around. If they have young sons, a couple of mine don't. But if they did, I want everyone to be able to have their sons or their daughters around. So I mean, it's
That's
family,
awesome.
right? And just having my son, even seeing Coach Kelsey there. See, I think he has his son around him all the time. Like, I love seeing that because
Johnny Ball
man,
game.
we're always so busy. When you get to have your son with you, like it makes the job really, really special.
Has he calmed down in it? Because I can remember him running down the hallways of the Yum Center, sliding everywhere. Still
Man,
not.
he outside getting shots up right now. He's
There you go.
he full go all the time. Yeah.
Well, I was just going to ask Nolan if he could maybe give Sean some pointers on pickup lines.
Look at him.
Hey, what's up?
Say what's up?
What's up?
What's up, buddy? How you been?
Good.
I seen you on TV last night.
It's my dad.
Yeah.
How?
Listen. Look, his debut on is this his debut on a podcast too?
Man, I think it is.
Look, we're still setting history. We're still making nobody's
Right,
trying to
right.
make history.
Set up
Another
straight.
check mark. Another check mark. Nolan, thank you so much for hopping on here with us. We appreciate you so much. You know how much that my family loves your family, and we're so happy. Can't wait to hopefully. Congratulations on playing Duke in the first round. Probably they're going to put y'all against Duke or Miami of Ohio. One, we're not really. No, that's Louisville. They'll put against Miami of Ohio. But we wish you nothing but the best, man, and we cannot wait to follow the tournament run. And I can't wait till the season's over so we can kick it for a little bit because you've been real busy with coaching and stuff.
Absolutely. Look, I appreciate y'all having me on. I know I'm always available for y'all to hop on and chop it up. So let me know.
New guest host of the Cardinal Sports Zone. We might have to change it to the Cardinal/Tiger Sports Zone, but we'll figure something out. Nolan, Deuce, we appreciate y'all's time. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
Peace. Much love. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. That was Smitty with the whole committee. Sean's never touched it. Never mind. I was just trying to rhyme stuff. My bad.
Big old bitty.
Right. I'm gonna head out, man. I'm gonna catch up with y'all later.
No, you're good.
No, you won't.
All right.
Joey's like, just like Sean, that's never gonna happen.
I'll see y'all the second Tuesday of next week.
The second Tuesday.
He's now, was it Wimpy from Popeye?
Oh, no.
That said he would pay back. No, never mind. I'm glad to.
No, that was Wimpy.
No, but he would say,
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Right, but the second Tuesday of next week, I don't remember who started that.
I don't either.
That's a good one.
Well, definitely, probably Higgy.
I use it all the time at work. No, Higgy didn't start that.
No, he probably did.
Higgy getting the IOU burgers.
Was Higgy in New Orleans last month?
I think so.
On a Tuesday?
Oh, no.
Oh, Higgy Tuesday.
I just hope he didn't get a bunch of beads.
No, he did. Higgy got a lot.
He was doing the truffle shuffle. Love you, Higgy.
Higgy not only got a bunch of beads in New Orleans last week, but he also kept. I keep telling him, when you find the little plastic baby in the cake, you're supposed to spit it out. He doesn't. He inhales the entire cake. Final thoughts for everybody else. First off, actually, I lied. I'm going first. Awesome time with Nolan, man. That is my man, 100 grand. So happy for him and his success. And I will be trying to make I will try to make it to the first Tennessee State tournament game. Got a busy month coming up here, but we're going to try to get that done. Guys, remember, once we hit the summer, we go on incrementally. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason. We try to go once every other week, but it's summer. It's time for us to enjoy the fruits of our labor. So we try to enjoy our summer, and we enjoy talking to you all. So let's not get it twisted, but sometimes we need a break. We're about to hit that schedule here in about a month. Got lots of stuff, but we're going to try to make the Tennessee State tournament games. Louisville, hopefully they don't ship them off too far. We can make some of their games. It's always fun when we go to an NCAA tournament game with Louisville, except last year when it was at Corrupt. That wasn't very fun. But shout out to Nolan, shout out to DeJuan, shout out to Reese, all killing it coaching, all got Coach of the Year awards. We'll have DeJuan on here pretty soon. Reese will probably be on here with us next week. We'll have a good old time. And shout out once again to Carrie Ann. I'm going to have to say, and I reluctantly do this. Well, maybe the reason why I don't reluctantly do this, but I do this, is because she deserves it. I believe with the career she's had in high school, I'm going to give her the crown of best Wilkins athlete ever. And it pains me to say that because I went D1 though, so maybe I should have the.
I still give it to Mamaw.
Yeah, Mamaw did.
She played more. I mean, Carrie Ann does more than one thing too. But
Carrie Ann's on like the national. She's a national finalist for the Quiz Bowl or whatever.
Yeah. Well, her and Mamaw are 1A and 1B.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give that because Mamaw she
played boys baseball
played,
in the 30s, 40s. She was uber athlete.
30s.
Uncle Sammy is good at everything.
Yeah, but they didn't have stats like we had.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you want to play this? Never played it before. Good at it.
Well, that's the same way I was with golf. Joey tried to get me to play golf for a long time. Huh?
Oh,
okay. I mean, I don't. Do I need to tell the story about the first time I played golf with you and Jonathan?
I was
y'all about 10 strokes?
I was 17.
I'd never. Y'all had
y'all
played
for
all
like
the time.
3 years.
Fair enough. I had played for 3 seconds.
We mowed a circle in Mamaw and Pop's backyard. Now, when I say backyard, it's like a couple acres.
Yeah, huge.
And cut a hole out.
Bigly.
Used a pitching wedge. And then I went to a par 3 course in Cave City. That was the extent of my golfing at that point. I hadn't played too many regular golf courses before.
I had never played. I had swung the club back on the backyard. I did it one time. I was like, man, this is pretty fun. And Jonathan was like, how do you keep hitting it so straight? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. That's probably why I'm hitting it so straight. But no, let's get back to the point. Mamaw, she played on the girls basketball team. There was no softball team. There was a big deal about her. She wanted to play baseball, and she was a starting pitcher for the boys baseball team. She was an innovator. So yeah, I guess let's normalize, stop ranking people. And I know
it's kind of like the Jordan.
Yeah, let's just make a poll.
Era.
So for athletically in my family, in the 1A pool, there's Mamaw, there's Carrie Ann, there's me, there's Joey, and there's Chrissy and Sam. Right? Nobody else really played. I know Andrea's boys played baseball, but
Jonathan.
No, I know. I purposely left him out because he's a chooch.
Oh well. Oh, there was somebody else that I was thinking. Hold on, who did you say?
I said Kristen Shaw. She played basketball.
Oh, Uncle Eddie.
Uncle Eddie. That's right.
He was a college athlete.
That's right. Okay, so we'll put them all up in that upper
Delta State.
Yeet represent. Well, she's long made that pull because she's been a force on the basketball court for 4 years.
He was 1 year away from being a Kentucky high school state champion.
How much would that suck? You have played your 4 years to build a legacy and a foundation to where you can go to state and win it. You don't do it your senior year, but then the next year they go to state and win it.
Yeah.
This sounds like the story of Sean's
iron
life.
sharpens iron.
Absolutely.
So he got him ready.
Sean's got to the rim. No, he's not. Sean's never even made it past half court. Sorry.
Sean's on a 43. What's 43 years times a second? That's how many 10-second violations he's had. He's still who was it? Who was it that got the inbound violation against Virginia that one year?
Ding-a-dell.
He's the ding-a-dell
He's
of
the
life.
ding
Of life.
ding it down. That's why I watch
Steve
Sean to make
Carell
sure his
over here.
hands are on the table. That he's not committing any 10-second violations while we're doing the show.
Steve Carell over here.
Oh,
Kelly Clarkson.
except for Sean's will be Sean Moss.
Help me, Oprah Winfrey.
Help me, Dan McDonald.
I hope he's not yelling that one.
Oh, boy.
Weird.
A little bit. All right. Final thoughts. Wes, we'll go to you first.
Most definitely congrats to Nolan on a great rookie season. Fellas, great way to cap off the regular season with back-to-back wins. Ladies, get back to the drawing board and let the madness begin.
I could not have said it. Well, actually, I probably could have, but those are great thoughts, great ending thoughts. Joey?
Maryland's trash.
Hey, Nolan solidified that.
Yeah. So I've been speaking the truth.
You've been speaking the
for
truth
6
without
years.
even know. I mean, you knew, but you didn't know.
Yeah, Maryland's trash, and they're even more trash now. For that, and now Max Crosby going to the Ravens.
Point blank.
Boo.
Period.
That's it.
Well,
Maryland's trash.
Well, the only problem with that is that the Ravens are still going to find a way to suck. Your turn's over with Wes, so you don't get to speak on that. Sean?
Wrong.
It's market season in Charlotte. That's it. We're gonna. I don't know who we're gonna face, so I can't say who. It could be SMU, SMU, whatever they're called.
Yeah. What are we gonna?
Shmoo.
What are we gonna do if it's the SMU? What are we gonna do to the SMU, Sean?
We're gonna turn them into glue.
We're gonna beat the poo out of Shmoo.
I thought he was gonna say we're gonna smear the SMU. I wasn't really, but he said we're gonna turn the SMU into glue. Well, what if it's the Syracuse Orange men?
Oh, we're gonna crush them. We're just gonna crush them.
We're gonna
Make some
squeeze
orange
the juice out of
yeah.
them.
And then we're gonna sip orange juice in victory.
Orange, you glad?
That'd be kind of weird though if you think about it. If you're talking about them and squeezing juice out of them, then you're gonna sip the juice.
You're gonna drink the dude's juice?
That's weird, dude.
They're not the orange men anymore. They're just orange.
But you said
So what are you gonna drink? You said you're gonna drink the juice afterwards.
Wait, you said you're gonna drink the juice?
Juice.
I was like, holy crap. Sean's trying to get us canceled.
What the hell are you talking about over here?
Uneffing believable.
No, it's pretty believable.
What the
again, much love. I wish everybody love, life, and laughter. Appreciate you guys tuning in with us. Thanks again for all the support. We love you guys. Until next time, this has been the Cardinal Sports Zone podcast. Louisville in the dance. Tennessee in the dance. Let's get it. Go Cards. Nolan owes me $300 for that interview. Good night, everybody.